Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Mary J. Wild, and this is the Mary J. Wild podcast. So we got a lot to talk about, so let's talk about it. All right, but first I'm going to give y'all some George Floyd updates. So they did came back and said that they had got the George Floyd's autopsy, and they were saying basically, they were saying that George Floyd had no underlying condition that led to his death. And the police said that George Floyd had died at the hospital from medical distress, which contradicted with what the medical examiner reported. Now, they had to get a whole independent doctor to do their own autopsy. And if you don't know what an independent doctor is, it's basically a physician who owns a majority of their practice and making their own rights for the practice. So they hired an independent doctor who basically did their own autopsy and basically found that there was nothing, like he had no underlying condition, and that he basically died on the scene, from basically the pressure from the back, the neck, and the officers putting the pressure on him. So that contradicted with the whole thing. Now, George Floyd's lawyer is Ben Crump, and Ben Crump is the guy who was the lawyer for Trayvon Martin, Alicia Thomas, both victims of police brutality. So that's a really, really, really good lawyer. And then it was a whole lot of theories going on, basically saying, was he really dead? Then they were saying that he did porn, and this video surfacing of the porn, of him doing porn. I mean, I really think that's bullshit, though. I don't know. I really think all of that's bullshit. I don't know where to get that video from. But I definitely don't think George Floyd is alive still. They were saying, like, oh, it was the police made him fake his death because basically they paid him. And if he could do porn, then he would be the type of person that will take the money and fake his own death, which is bullshit, which is crazy. Like, I don't really think that happened. I think he's really dead. Like, we all seen him die on camera. So that's out. Those theories are out. And then with the Ben Crump, why would you get a lawyer so good and basically, been lawyers for Trayvon and Alicia Thomas? So it's like, they want to win. They want justice. So that's basically my theory on that. Definitely, he's definitely dead. And it's a shame because now we got all this going on, and which might lead to a martial law. Because within the protesters protesting for George Floyd, basically, like, the peaceful protesters, then they have the looters going on, and it's just the people that's just bums out there just stealing from the Nike store, from the Rolex store, from Chanel, whatever, just out there looting. And then they have the people that's with these organizations, Antifa, these underground committees that reflects all violence and likes to pretend like they're black or minorities. And they just violently protest, and they just instigate violence. And that's what they were saying in Washington. That was the people, the organizations, Antifa, those are the real people that was really burning down the businesses. It wasn't the black people. Those were the ones that were breaking into the cars, breaking in the windows. And even Trump was saying it. Trump had called them out and said that. They call them what? Anarchy groups. So that's what's going on. All of that is gonna bring us into this martial law, and the martial laws are crazy. You already seen it in Minneapolis, where they got the army out there, just out there, and basically with the martial laws, like the police, they can't. It's basically the police basically is not able to do their job, so they call the military out there to do it for them. So now they have the military out here, which is enforcing martial law. I don't know if you've seen them. They're already in New York. They was in Brooklyn, screaming, telling people to go in their house, go home, go home. And then now they said that they declared martial law in Philly with the National Guards, and you're even seeing a little bit of it out here in Atlanta, where I'm at. They had the military out downtown Atlanta, just out there, just sitting out there. As soon as curfew came in at 9 o'clock, they were just sitting out there. And a lot of people basically was going home, basically listening to it, especially after the day before that, when that couple got tased. The one who was just leaving from school, what was it, Spelman, or they were coming from school, and they just got tased. So people are definitely going home now. So we gotta see where this is gonna go, because it's getting really, really crazy. And if they inflict if they do martial law, it's a wrap. Like all of this is gonna be dead. Like all of this is done. Now it's a day after now, a few days after, and they're still protesting. It's like becoming a daily thing now. Like they're still out there, they're still protesting. They're setting dates. Everybody on Instagram, they're making dates where they're gonna be at. Even in Queens, talking about, you're gonna be in Hollis Deli, Long Island. They're gonna be on an ad, or out here, in Atlanta, they was at the Olympic Park. So it seems like the people is not going to stop. We're going to keep protesting. We don't know where it's going to be, but it looks like it's going to go lead right into that martial law. And people are still forgetting school didn't start back yet. School going to start back. What do you think they're going to do? The first thing they're going to do is tell y'all, we want the kids to get vaccinated. Coming from everything from the coronavirus, all these state of emergencies, they're going to want y'all the kids to get vaccinated. It's just a whole bunch of shit. And I really don't think rioting and protesting, peaceful protesting is cool, but do it peacefully. And when it's 9 o'clock, take your ass home. Atlanta is 9. I heard upstate is 6. In New York, like New York, like Queens, Brooklyn, whatever, that's like, I think they have 8. Just go home on the curfew. Go home. Because I already seen some bullshit in Long Island where they got the white people out there talking about white lives matter, and they got the black people and white people going back and forth. Like, it's some bullshit. It's really crazy. It's getting really crazy. But, yeah, we're going to wrap this up. But before we wrap it up, we're going to get into these videos of basically, there's a few pictures, a few videos of what's going on right now as far as martial law, the military out there, and got that autopsy too. All right. And don't forget to subscribe, like and subscribe. And we're going to have some more videos coming to you guys. Okay. Mary Jane Wild, baby. Thank you and subscribe.
Why did he not die on video? They put the knee on George Floyd for 9 minutes, and then it says he later died. He didn't die in front of people. There's a reason for that. He's not dead. He was paid to do that.